Welcome to Warrior Island. We started this journey with over 600 fighters from around the world, 50 countries. They submitted their videos, and then you, the fans, you watched them as 72 of them stepped into our cage in season 1, and you got a chance to vote for your favorites. Well, after your vote and millions of fans, the 16 fighters that you voted on, we're gonna have season 2. And you're gonna learn about each and every one of these fighters that you're sending to Warrior Island. Will they have what it takes? Will they have the warrior spirit, the ability to rise above, to learn from the grandmasters, to become the ultimate island warrior? Now sit back and enjoy 15 episodes to find out all about the fighters that you voted to come to this island, Warrior Island. Welcome to Warrior Island.
We are here live at Warrior Island, and tonight, for the first time in history, you, the fans, get a voice and help decide which fighters get to come to Warrior Island and train with the masters and grandmasters of martial arts to compete to become the ultimate island warrior.
That's right, fans. For the very first time, you at home get to go onto your social media, watch these fights on your television, because these fighters are going to fight as hard as they can as warriors to get your vote to come to the island. The 16 winners will travel to the island. They will train with the Grand Masters of Martial Arts. Ron Van Cleef, the Black Dragon, Dan the Beast Severn, UFC veteran, Orlando Rivera, Renzo Gracie, Helsing Gracie, Sifu Chow, Sifu Lau. I mean, the list goes on of some of the greatest Grand Masters of Martial Arts and fight coaches in the world. And they're gonna fight on the island and train on the island, not in a cage, not in a sound studio, but in the sand, in the water, in the jungle, mountains, caves. It's real warriors who have to fight no matter where they are. But more importantly than the fighting, they have to learn character, to be a good person, learn the Tiki Code, to learn respect, honor, empathy, integrity, all the things that a real warrior should have. You've been given the ability to fight, to be a warrior, use it for good, not for evil.
Yeah, anybody who has followed martial arts for any amount of time will know that the names that Ronan James Jefferson just mentioned are the best in the world. I've known you for a long time, James Jefferson, for well over 10 years. When you told me about the idea for Warrior Island, the first thing that came to mind is this is a winner.
Absolutely. We're going to go. We went to venues all around the world. We found some of the great promotions. We found some of the great fighters. We filmed these fighters for you. Now you're.
So tell us a little bit about what people can actually see when they actually tune into Warrior Island. What's the first thing they'll see as the show develops?
Well, on the fight night, you're going to see 3, 4 really good fights every fight night. But then when these fighters get voted on by you to come to the island, they'll arrive by boat. They'll come onto the island, have to show respect to the grandmasters. Then right out of the get-go, they're going to be training. They're going to be dieting. They're going to be learning all this code for the better character. And all along, you as the fans on the Warrior Island show are going to give them more things, like maybe more rest, more nutrition, more protein, maybe a massage. If they don't earn your respect, if they're not showing good character, we might wake them up in the middle of the night, give them a little bit less water, less protein. So they have to earn all these different things, kind of like some of these movies out there, like Death Race or Hunger Games. So some of that great stuff, but it's going to be real life with real fighters, and not in a cage, not in a soundstage, on a real island and real fighting.
You know, you mentioned something earlier that I think is so important to drill down a little bit on, and that is the respect. You know, I've been very fortunate to be commentating fights for almost 20 years now. When I talk to the fighters and we go aside and we get them to become a little more forthright, they start telling me a little bit about their lives. Martial arts not just helps keep them out of trouble, keep them out of jail, They actually say it saved my life. The happiness, the moving with the body, it gives them a place to channel their energy in a good form rather than in a bad way.
Absolutely. So tonight you're going to see that. You're going to see fighters fighting, and they're fighting for you. So it might not be the winner you vote for. You may vote for the loser because that person showed better heart, better spirit, desire, good character, and then they'll develop better fighting skills with the Grandmasters that we mentioned.
And real quickly, as we get out, the other important element here that has never been done in the history of martial arts content and martial arts television, you, the fan, actually get to have a voice for the first time. This is an interactive show. The fans actually get to tell you who stays and who doesn't stay on the island.
It's amazing. So you have to watch the fights tonight. You have to vote. You know, don't wait. Be interactive and have a voice. So where great warriors are discovered and you, the fan, have a voice.
All I can think to do now is go watch some great fights. Can we go see some fights?
Let's go to the fight.
Let's hit it!
Warning. The following TV show contains combative sports scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. While we are working with these warriors to teach them the Tiki Code, it's a process. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy, and don't forget to vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info. That's warriorisland.info.
On a mysterious hidden island, fighters from around the world who have been voted by you, the fans, will travel to train with the Grand Masters of Martial Arts. These fighters from every corner of the globe will compete and battle each other while learning the Tiki Code. Every week, fighters will train and fight using all forms of martial arts: karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, boxing, and wrestling, and more. Until only one fighter will remain standing to become the ultimate island warrior. Welcome to Warrior Island.
Go vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info.
Shave your head? Reach for the Headblade Moto. Designed and crafted with the sleek precision of a MotoGP, the all-new Headblade actually leans into turns for the smoothest head shave ever. The front roller ball creates a unique dual-action suspension that hugs the curves and pulls ahead in the straightaways. The pain of shaving is now a joyride. Headblade Moto, available now online at headblade.com and at your local Walgreens.
I'm wondering what Stephen Peacock knows that we should almost saying like almost like it's a secret, something we should all be let in on. It will be fascinating to see because Yoel Ellen wrote a book on Krav Maga, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does the traditional MMA player, more well-rounded striking and ground. It'll be interesting to see if Yoel Ellen has any ground at all. He's 122 pounds, 5'4", 30 years old. He's got a good 68-inch reach, good for 5'4". Let's see if he needs it though, because I am a feeling David Giuliano is going to go right down to the canvas. Indeed, shoots the double. Good choke now from Yoel Ellen, however, but it'll be interesting to see how long he can hold it from this position.
You know there's a ninja behind you, right? What the hell's going on here? Is this for me? Thank you. Oh, this is serious. This is crazy. Good morning, everybody. It is about 4:30 a.m. in the morning here, obviously. This is how I usually start my day. Put my clothes out the night before, get changed, come in the bathroom, do my brushing routine, you know. And this is what I do before I get ready to go to work. Early morning classes in, so first class starts at 5:30. So I can be in the doors by 5 a.m., get set up, put the equipment out. And then after that 9 a.m. class, I don't go back into work until about 4:30 p.m. But between that time, right, get some writing in, do some reading, have some tea, break my fast, go train at 1 p.m., come back home. But I'm gonna go ahead and brush my teeth and go through my dental routine before I leave for work. I'll show you a little bit of what I do when I leave the apartment. It's exciting as anything. Until then. First time I met James Jefferson was, I believe we went to, with Seacon Cliff in New York. You guys were filming for the Marshallers, I believe, at one point. And that's when I got involved with you guys. I remember, and then when I heard about him doing the Global Proving Grounds and I wanted to get into MMA and stuff like that, that's who I contacted originally, and I emailed him through that. And then ever since then we've been corresponding, and he's been hooking me up with like fights here and there. But from what I know, the guy, he's a pretty stand-up guy, he's cool, very understanding, and ever since then, man, I've really appreciated any correspondence that I've had with him, or any type of exchange that I've had with him, because he's, I mean, honestly, he runs a pretty cool business, so it's pretty neat with that.
Go vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info.
Shave your head? Reach for the Headblade Moto. Designed and crafted with the sleek precision of a MotoGP, the all-new headblade actually leans into turns for the smoothest head shave ever. The front roller ball creates a unique dual-action suspension that hugs the curves and pulls ahead in the straightaways. The pain of shaving is now a joyride. Headblade Moto, available now online at headblade.com and at your local Walgreens.
But if it turns the wrong way, we may need to step in to protect the island and Atlantis. Oh, hello. I didn't see you watching me, strangely and awkwardly. Greetings and welcome. I am just leisurely reading some literature about warriors and islands and ninjas and things of that nature. My goodness. Just take a look inside of a book. Reading Rainbow, I can do anything. And that's the extent of that. But enjoying some tea, reading a little bit of the Warrior Island comic that was given to me by James Jefferson. I wonder which one he is. Alright folks, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my time here as I enjoy my tea before I go back to work. Enjoy the day, skibbity boo boo deeby deeby diddy. Two things. One, take a look at some of the modern day fighters now, and when you're looking in the cage, it's almost as if they've lost a sense of honor almost, because you see guys, you see someone fall and right, you know they're knocked out, and they go immediately for him, and it's like they're banging on him while he's unconscious, and there's no, if your opponent's defeated, he's defeated. No control. And I know traditional martial arts teaches us that, especially coming from a defensive, offensive background. You need to know when to pull back. You need to know how much to go. Okay, there's an old saying that says, overskilled or overkill. So, and I'd much rather be overskilled than that. So that's my thoughts on that. My morning routine here. It doesn't get easier. Despite how long you get up in the morning, it still doesn't seem like you get enough sleep. So it's like we're getting outside a little bit. Got a lot of snow. Not long ago, it's about a couple of days since we got hit by a big snowstorm, but right now there's no snow out. It's all melted away by the rain. There's a few piles here and there. But now my long walk to the garage. So I am a young Jewish man, all right, and we didn't really grow up in a Jewish community or anything like that. So I grew up in Philly, and for those who know Philly, like Fishtown, Kensington, you know, all those areas, it's pretty rough out there, especially growing up on the streets, and you're always getting into fights, or someone's always trying to come at you some type of way, or trying to test you in some type of way. You know, you learn to harden up quickly. All right. So I lived in Philly for a few years after my parents split. I was originally born in Mount Holly, New Jersey, but if you look up, they call it Little Philly because there's so much Philadelphia influence in the South Jersey area. So I connect to Philly a lot, although my roots are in Jersey, of course. But at the same time, when I came back from there, I used to get made fun of a lot growing up because I was always the smallest, you know, whatever case it is there. So I made it known that I wasn't going to be, you know, teased anymore. So I remember one day in school, this kid tried to make fun of me, and I punched him in the nose, and no one ever messed with me ever since then. But of course, growing up that way, as you get older, you learn that that's not always the answer to anything. And when I got into martial arts, I originally started when I was younger in Okinawa Goju-ryu. And then I didn't stick with that too long because, I mean, when you're younger like that, you know, your parents put you through little programs to keep you occupied and stuff like that. But I've always had some love, if not a lot of love, for the martial art itself. So I've always wanted to get back into it. And then I got into Krav Maga back in '09. And then I did that for a few years, all right? And I got a lot of skills during that. That's more self-defense and street-oriented. But then all my friends kept telling me, yo, you should try and compete. So then I got hooked up with some people. James Jeffers, one of them, obviously. And I started training to fight. You know, when I originally started to fight, the only background that I had was in Israeli Krav Maga. So I didn't have a team. I had my dad and my uncle corner me, and that was it. And the next fight I had, I only had my uncle corner me. So then I'm like, oh man, you know, I gotta get like a team together. So I contacted some friends. One of them, Justin Castro, Pete Moran, Eddie Rodriguez, his brother Danny Rodriguez, and all those guys, and I formed my own team. So by the time I had my third fight, I was ready, and I had the skills necessary to know rhythm, to know how to distance, to know when to kick, when to punch, to keep moving, to keep always moving at a 360-degree angle, and keep the pressure on my opponent. Where opposed to what I normally knew was just you know, with no thought to what I was doing, you know. But now with what I've been training and doing, you're learning to take your time. You're learning to pace yourself, and you're learning to see how things open up for you. So you don't just rush into it and get knocked out type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I lived with my grandmother for most of my life, to be honest with you. And she would attest that I pretty much, me and my sister raised ourselves, honestly. So my appreciation for little things that are great and small far exceeds what the normal person who's fed a silver spoon may experience themselves. So that's how that goes. Alright folks, so my morning for work has officially ended. I did all 3 of my morning classes, about 10:08 a.m. right now. I finish around 9:30-ish, but I usually stay a little after to help some clients if they want to do some extra work and stuff like that, so I'll do that for them. Also too, it is Friday, so good Shabbos. In any case, Fridays and Thursdays also, I only usually have my 3 morning classes for work. So then the rest of the day, I don't have anything to do. I'm all from training. This is my week off from weightlifting and resistance training. I do that 3 weeks out of the month. And then the last week, I have a complete reset and allow my body that time to relax and rest. I think it's important for the body to recover. But from training, however, I don't really take a break from that other than the days that I'm not training. So today is one of those days, so I'm gonna relax, enjoy it, and good Shabbos and happy Friday to you. Enjoy.
Vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info.
shave your head? Reach for the Headblade Moto. Designed and crafted with the sleek precision of a MotoGP, the all-new Headblade actually leans into turns for the smoothest head shave ever. The front roller ball creates a unique dual-action suspension that hugs the curves and pulls ahead in the straightaways. The pain of shaving is now a joyride. Headblade Moto. Available now online at headblade.com and at your local Walgreens.
So first, the fact that I was voted at all to be on the show was unexpected. I had no idea that was even going on. I know he had mentioned to me before, like, okay, so I'm telling like a few people here and there. But for myself, I always set my expectations at a certain level. So like, if something doesn't fall through, I don't feel disappointed or anything like that. So I kind of go into things with a realistic sense. But I feel honored to even be on the show. I feel a swell of pride that all my hard work has been noticed. And I just want to thank the fans, honestly, locally. And surprisingly, out of right field, you got Israel, man. I mean, that's all the other side of the world, man. And here's to say, too, I mean, being Jewish, the Jewish people are Israel, you know. So if I ever went there, I'm going home, you know. So, and I've never been there, you know. I've never had the means to go there. I know, like birthright, like you put like $200 some down to go, you get it back. But I didn't even have that to even do that with. You know, that's. I mean, I grew up in Swanner, you know, so I didn't have that kind of dough to do it with. But the mere fact that people in another country, my people, voted for me, that even tuned into this, is mind-boggling. I had no idea. When you told me that, and I told my father this too, he was just flabbergasted. He's like, how the hell did this even happen? He's like, I don't know. I have no idea. And thank you. I thank the fans, man.
Vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info.
shave your head? Reach for the Headblade Moto. Designed and crafted with the sleek precision of a MotoGP, the all-new Headblade actually leans into turns for the smoothest head shave ever. The front roller ball creates a unique dual-action suspension that hugs the curves and pulls ahead in the straightaways. The pain of shaving is now a joyride. Headblade Moto. Available now online at headblade.com and at your local Walgreens.
On a mysterious hidden island, fighters from around the world who have been voted by you, the fans, will travel to train with the Grand Masters of Martial Arts. These fighters from every corner of the globe will compete and battle each other while learning the Tiki Code. Every week, fighters will train and fight using all forms of martial arts: karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, boxing, and wrestling, and more. Until only one fighter will remain standing to become the ultimate island warrior. Welcome to Warrior Island.
Out there tonight.
Unbelievable. You know, sometimes you go into a fight and you look at, check out these fighters, you got your favorite fighter, you think one's going to win, but it doesn't end up that way because sometimes, you get a rear naked choke, you get a knockout, you just don't expect it. But what you do though, you see these fighters, you see that they have more respect.
Yes.
We search out the promotions around the world. We search out the fighters, the coaches, the dojos of people that show the respect, the honor, the empathy of what it would take to come to Warrior Island, fighting for your voted home, to get that vote, and then to go to Warrior Island, train with these masters, and that's what this is all about. So this week you watch these fighters, you're gonna go vote for them. Hey, next week you might see another fighter, but it's all about you, the fans, and then the character of these fighters in the cage to bring them to Warrior Island. And Jay, that's why we have the Tiki Code, the code of honor, the Tiki Code of respect, the Tiki Code of integrity, empathy. Just because you were born with this ability to be a great warrior fighter doesn't mean you knock somebody down. It actually shows more power to pick somebody up when they're down. And you'll notice that we kind of gravitate towards those kinds of fighters, those warriors, and that's what you should look for. Someone that stands out as a good character person or needs development and work. And that's what they do.
Take advantage of that. Get to that website right now.
So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, vote. We want you to have a voice up to 10 times per device.
All right, what can we look forward to next week on Warrior Island?
You know what, this has been a great night of fights, but we have one every week. So tune in every week. You have new fighters, new venues around the world, whether it's Portugal, whether it's London, whether it's different spots in the United States. We would search the world and globe for this. And here's the other thing. You don't just have to vote for fighters in these cages. You can have fighters on YouTube that aren't even in the cage that you can vote for. So even the fighters at home and promoters at home, you can upload videos and fights to us from around the world. And we have wild cards where you can actually make the island and not even be in the cage.
Oh my God, amazing. Well, next week you're not going to want to miss it. I want to personally thank you, Ronan James Jefferson, for putting this together. It's a great vision. You're helping the world. You're helping all these athletes. Thank you so much. I can't wait for next week.
You're a great partner, man. Not once did I try to have to defend any kicks or punches or chokes for Mr. Jay Adams, one of the best in the world in decades of commentating. But great to have him here. He's our Jeff Probst.
We'll see you next time on Warrior Island.
Hope you enjoyed the show. We have more fighters to learn about. Here at Warrior Island, the tikis, the tikis everywhere. They have to come and learn the code. That's to respect Tiki. What other challenges await these fighters as we dig deep into Warrior Island? These obstacles are so difficult, we don't know if they can compete. Make sure to tune in every week to find out which fighters are coming to Warrior Island, ones that you voted to be here. Warrior Island, where great warriors are discovered and